We're back with our series, Flipping the Script, featuring people on air, on stage, and behind the scenes, shining a spotlight on diversity. And this morning, we are heading to the opera for a production called X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X. Late last week, it premiered at the Met Opera, 37 years after first premiering at the New York City Opera. X dramatizes 12 episodes from the life of the controversial civil rights leader, from his childhood growing up in poverty in Michigan to his assassination in New York in 1965, and so much more in between. This morning, we are joined by the opera's composer, Anthony Davis, and baritone Will Liverman, who plays Malcolm X in the production. Good to have both of you with us. I was able to see this the other night. Absolutely just a fantastic performance. I mean, Anthony, the story of Malcolm X has been told, obviously, many times in books. Many people remember the movie starring Denzel Washington a few years ago. Why an opera? Why tell this story in the form of an opera?
Well, I think Malcolm is a classic tragic hero. And when my brother was in a play playing El-Hajj Malik, and he told me, he said that there's so many references to music in the autobiography, and that would be great to do something with music, because in a way the parallel development of African-American music from the 40s to the 60s parallels the political developments and Malcolm's Odyssey. So it's very exciting for me to take Malcolm as this heroic figure who really traverses that time span, and also to tell the story of how to realize how his ideas are still relevant today.
You talk about the music for folks who maybe have like a small knowledge of opera or more traditional operas. The music's not what you would expect maybe from a typical opera.
Well,
right?
No, I think that the music draws from our culture. You know, I come out of engagement in improvisation and jazz, and that's a big part of the story, because in Malcolm's life, he was always around that music, and to see the music in the 40s, like Duke Ellington or Lionel Hampton, for example, and then getting to the 60s with John Coltrane and Miles Davis, it's kind of to see that evolution of the music is reflected in the opera.
Will, as an experienced opera singer, you've done all the sort of traditional roles that maybe we expect from opera in a variety of language. What's it like to do something that's much more modern? What does it mean for you to be a part of this?
It's a tremendous thing, to say the very least. When I think about the impact of X, globally, what he's meant to me as a kid learning about X and, in school, and to be here on this stage and to tell this story, it's truly a tremendous honor. Yeah.
And it doesn't gloss over. I mean, it tells the real heart of the story, the good, the bad, everything that happens in between, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so many, when you think about X and all of the transformations, he's had in his life, it really captures that in such a beautiful way. And each act focuses on, the evolution of his name, from Malcolm Little in Act 1, and then his transformation into Malcolm X in Act 2 at the Nation of Islam, and his, complete journey in Act 3 as El Shabazz. It's just tremendous.
I'm struck by the fact that in recent years at the Met Opera, we've seen productions like Champion, like Fire Shut Up in My Bones, now Malcolm X. And that means with this production, you're looking around you, and most everyone around you is a black performer. What does that mean to you? What do you think it means to people in the audience? What is the impact that has?
And so, I'm honored to be a part of this chapter in the Met where we're telling more stories by BIPOC composers. And, it's when I look back in high school, I went to the Met for the first time, and to think, to see a show like X as high school would be just, I would be blown away to see something like that. And to know that I'm a part of that legacy, going forward I'm really honored by it.
Anthony, I was struck, there's a moment in the first act while the performance is going on, and on the screens up above, we see a variety of names that people might recognize. Michael Brown, Philando Castile, Breonna Taylor. It reminds us that, yeah, this is something you wrote about 4 decades ago. It's about something that happened before that even. But this is very much a story that has a modern purpose, right?
Well, I think it exists in the present, because the issues still exist. The brutality still exists, the racism exists, and even though some people in our society are trying to bury those things and forget it, but I think that, and also that Malcolm's solutions, Malcolm's ideas about how to approach that. This still lives on today, and so his legacy is still present. And I think what Robert O'Hara has brought out, the director, is that it also what it means to the future as well.
And real quickly, we have less than a minute here, but the future is really a part of this. People might be struck by some of the imagery, very futuristic, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Well, no, it's great because that's what opera does. You know, in us retelling this story, you know, we're kind of using science fiction to kind of show Malcolm like what he would mean to people of the future, and just, you know, how big his legacy is. You know, thinking about his impact now and in the past and what it means, you know, going forward. And the set design, the costumes, you know, it's just really amazing to behold when you look at the big picture.
Visually, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Sci-fi opera, you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Anthony and Will. We appreciate it.
Thank
There are
you.
still 6 live performances of the show left at the Met, running through December 2nd. The November 18th performance will be transmitted live around the world as part of the Met Live in HD series.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.